Good morning. My name is Mohammed Alharbi. I'm doing a PhD at SoS University, and I'm going to present survey of surveys on text visualization. Challenges and motivations. As text visualization is just a subset of InfoVis, it's growing rapidly in the last 2 decades, and in fact, the first survey in the field was published back 2010, and it includes around 25 approaches. And since then, the last update of Kocher and Karen survey includes more than 400 text visualization approach, and so it's very difficult to keep up with the literatures of text visualization. And to add to this, survey papers is a very important source. In general, it includes lots of reviews, discussions, so it's quite a valuable source. So it's surveying and studying the surveys is quite important. Surveys and versus surveys. Typical surveys usually include literatures, classifications. They identify trends and futures area, while surveys kind of like a higher level of abstraction of the surveys. They include sometimes classification of classifications, like Liam's done in his survey. They also review sometimes future trends and challenges and provide discussions of the surveys. That's what most of the previous surveys done. And in terms of the related work with recent surveys, there is mainly one survey on the InfoVis by Mohammed Alharbi. It includes about 8 surveys that features text visualization. But the Mohammed Alharbi includes more than 80, I think, surveys, but surveys that features text visualization, just 8. And there's a Kocher and Karen 2015. In this survey, they include some kind of comparative studies between surveys, and I included this as a related work in my survey of surveys. And in this review, we aim to describe the existing surveys in more depth than Mohammed Alharbi and more breadth than Kocher and Karen. Our contribution it's the first focus survey of surveys in text visualization. We provide the novel classifications of text surveys in the reviewed literature. We provide some kind of helpful metadata analysis of the existing surveys. Also, it's quite a unique and valuable starting point and comprehensive overview for both newcomers and experienced researchers in text visualization. In this graph, we plot our literature, the existing surveys. The first survey, as I said, it's published 2010, and the last one was last year, 2017. The blue bar represents the number of methods that the survey includes, and the orange bar represents the number of citations that the survey attracts. And we can see that there are some, in Kocher and Karen survey in 2015 includes more than, up to the last update, is more than 400, because it's updated currently, and they always include new papers and approaches to the survey. And I think it started around, in their initial survey, it includes only 200, but they regularly update their survey. And it started around 50, and it's about 13 surveys in general. Our classification, we classified our literatures based on 5 classifications. We group the surveys that classify the documents based on the data source in the document-centered group, and if the surveys like classify the literatures based on the tasks of the approaches, like what this tool is developed for, we will include it in the user task analysis group. If the survey includes classify the approaches into different classification, and they provide multiple classification within their survey, we group it in the multifaceted classification. We also provide 2 more groups for cross-disciplinary surveys that survey, support, or target different disciplines like digital humanities. We also include the general surveys of satellite theme surveys that feature text visualization within their classification. So they provide like a general classifications and they feature text visualization within their classification. We group them in the satellite theme group. And this is the surveys. There are like 3 surveys in the data source or document center classification, 2 the task analysis classification, and 4 in multifaceted classification, and 2 in both the cross-disciplinary and satellite theme. We discussed this classification, we study them, and we provide some recommendations in our discussion. And I think it's a useful thing, the surveys, to provide some guidance and directions for newcomers or researchers to the field. So we suggest always to start with, it depends on your goal basically, but these are the most common, or like, also they are new, they are quite new, 2014, 15 and 17, and they quite multifaceted, so includes multiple classification, and they quite attract citations. Warner, 2014, Koch and Karen, 2015, and Yannicka, 2015. And these are the recommended surveys. Warner basically, it's more, if the researcher is more about event detection, like machine learning techniques within visual analytics. They provide quite good guidance toward this subject. They provide quite like discussion about the future trends on the field of like event detection and visual analytics. They contribute a novel pipeline that about like event detection and visual analytics, and they discuss. They provide about 7 classifications, like document type, visualization methods, and even evaluations. They include about 50 approaches, and they are being elected based on the novelty of the event detection method used in the approach. Koch and Karen is more like toward general visualization. It includes up to, like my last update, 400, and they update it regularly. They have like a web-based platform that you could search for the visualizations and interact on the menu to like toggle off and on the dimension of their classifications and come up with the quite research related to your interest. So it's a really good start for a newcomer to the field, valuable survey. And the last survey we recommend for if the researcher is more about digital humanities and close and distant reading, tasks for digital humanities, Yanaka et al. Is a good start. Last survey they include more than 100 surveys. Fourth one Kasha is more about the TextVis community. They did include visualization from other disciplines, while Yanaka includes like TextVis and digital humanities approaching within their classification. We also provide this visualization is just about the recommended visualization, but we included in our paper more about the other surveys. In this, we provide like a meta-analysis of the recommended surveys. We used Edwardle to create a word cloud of the recommended surveys, basically. And here's one, and you can see from like it's the top 20 words of the surveys, and this is the word count. The colors really just for cosmetic things, and the word size is based on the count of the word within the survey. And you can see detection and event, visual data analysis. It's featured within WANA et al. Kocha and Karen is more about taxonomy, and this is one of the most contribution in WANA. Kocha and Karen, survey visualization, techniques, taxonomy. Yanaka, it's quite different from the others because it's cross-disciplinary. They talk about more about distant and close reading, visualization or tasks. They call reading, humanities, text analysis. So it's quite different. The other analysis we have done is based on the weighting rather than the count of the word. And by weighting we mean like the importance of the word within each survey. So we have done some kind of analysis to extract the most important word in the surveys in accordance, also in relation with the other surveys. So in this box there's event like pops up in WANA et al. Also visual text paper detect. And Kocha and Karen we can see visual technique, data and taxonomy as well. Yanaka has reading. Read is a like stand word, but it means reading, and distant, humanities, close. So it's quite feature the directions of the surveys, but just by analyzing the text of the surveys. We also provide some discussion of the challenges and future work, future trends that they highlight within the surveys. We list the challenges and the future trends, and we text if it's mentioned in any of the surveys. We align them as well with the surveys by McNabb and Laramie. To see the overlap, you can see some commonality and like scalability is quite a challenge in the text visualization, and we mentioned in many surveys. Like the advanced linguistic techniques, also lacking in depth and effective quantitative or qualitative evaluation is a challenging thing. Like ambiguity within and uncertainty within the natural language is a challenge in the field, and we list the challenges and discussed in our survey the challenges and provide some guidance and the directions in this topic. And thanks the sponsors and some of the colleagues that proofread the manuscript, and thank you for listening.
Questions? Did any of the techniques include some deep learning techniques like autoencoder for text?
Yeah, the WANA et al. Survey is the survey that includes massively machine learning techniques. Also, Koch and Kran provide in one of the classifications like the underneath the processing classification. So yes, but 1R is more about the machine learning techniques. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, thanks to all the speakers in this section. I think there's some coffee and tea that's been delivered outside. The next session starts at 11 o'clock, but also take the opportunity to look at the posters as well.